folks, it's time for another Let's Chat where I basically talk to you without much of a plan of what I'm going to say beforehand. And this time I wanted to talk to you folks about the idea of saying to someone, you are valid, or the asexual affirmation, your orientation is valid, or your place in the LGBT community is valid. The term valid is used a hell of a lot in the asexual community, and it occurred to me the other day, I wasn't like 100% sure that I knew the definition of that word. So I decided to look it up. Too much sugar in this. So, valid, adjective. The first definition is of an argument or point, having a sound basis in logic or fact, reasonable or cogent. Some synonyms are well-founded, sound, and well-grounded. The next definition is legally binding, due to having been executed in compliance with the law, and the third is legally or officially acceptable. So when we tell someone who's struggling a bit with the ace discourse or is maybe feeling a bit downtrodden that their orientation is valid, we're saying that your orientation has basis in logic or fact. We're saying that their orientation is justifiable, it's defensible, it is legitimate and they are allowed to feel it and it's not made up or fictional. We're saying, in short, that their orientation is real. It's all we do. It's all we talk about is, you are valid, this is valid, your experiences are valid. It's kind of sad, if you think about it, that the main thing that the asexual and aromantic community are so obsessed with is telling each other that what they're feeling is real. That the most common thing that someone is told when they come out as asexual is that asexuality isn't real. That, therefore, the thing they need to hear most, the affirmation that gets shared the most and resonates with the most people, is that their orientation is valid, that they're not making this shit up. I kind of like that our main thing we tell each other is that our orientation is valid as well. Because it is, for a start, that much is clear, and just because it's so on the nose. It's, you're being told it isn't real. Don't worry, it's real. You're being told you don't have a place in the wider LGBTQIA community. Don't worry, you are allowed to be there. It is logical, and it is sensible, and it makes sense and is rational for you to be part of the LGBT community. You feeling like you belong in the LGBTQIA community is valid. Your experiences are valid. So it's interesting. I think there aren't that many communities who will constantly repeat the word valid as their word. We're not necessarily a community whose main goal is to spread the idea of asexual pride or asexual rights. We're a community whose main goal is to spread the idea of validity, to tell people that this is a thing that exists and it's factual and here are our sources and here is our proof that it is a real orientation. And maybe in the future, when fewer people question whether or not asexuality and aromanticism even exist, we will be able to move past that, and our buzzword will become something like pride, and not something like valid or visibility. But for now, you're valid. Your asexuality is valid, your aromanticism is valid. Your experiences with asexuality and how you experience yourself is valid. Your place on the asexual spectrum, whether you be demisexual or almost at allosexual, but just close enough that you really feel like you belong in the bubble of asexuality, it's valid. So, is it just me, or is valid stopping sounding like a real word? Are you sick of me saying the word valid and validity? I'm a bit sick of it, but keep that in mind. Okay, see you soon. Bye!